Hello, Year 3. It's Tuesday. Welcome to day 2 of your maths for this week. I hope you enjoyed yesterday's lesson. If you ever want to share your work that you do with your class teacher, we would love to see it. So you just need to either scan it in or get someone at home to take a photo of it, attach it to an email, and email it across to us, and we can have a look at what you're up to at home. We're going to create a photo gallery on the Year 3 page. We've created one already where we're going to add examples of your work to showcase what you've been up to at home. So if that's something you'd like to do, then we would really love to see your work. Okay, so today we are going to move on to thinking about different types of lines. Okay, so I will share the screen with you, hopefully a little quicker than yesterday. It should just be coming. Okay, and as you can see, our learning objective is I can recognise horizontal and vertical lines. Now, they are words you may or may not have heard before. Okay, so first of all, have a look at the picture on the screen. And it says, what can you see on the horizon? Okay, now you can see a ship on the horizon. You can see the clouds on the horizon, the sky. Now the horizon is where, as far into the distance as you can see, where the land, or in this case the sea, meets the sky. Okay, so the horizon is kind of the line in this picture between the sea and the sky that runs right across that photo. Now that gives you a clue, okay, because the horizon is creating a horizontal line. And if you look at the word horizontal, which means a line that goes across that way, you can see the word horizon in it. So that's how you can always remember that a horizontal line is a line that goes across that way, like the horizon. Okay, so here we go. You can see here that we've got a horizontal line going from left to right across. So my ruler at the moment is creating a horizontal line, and a vertical line goes from top to bottom that way, like that. That would be a vertical line. Okay, so as always, if there's any parts of today's lesson that you're finding a little bit tricky or you're not sure about, pause, rewind, watch it again, listen again. If you get to the end and you're not feeling quite confident enough to go onto your worksheet, go back, watch some of the video again. Okay, so let's see if we can fill in the missing words in these definitions. Okay, so we've got the top one, the blue line, says a line that runs from left to right across the page is called a, hopefully you're all telling your computer screens what it's called. It is called a horizontal line. Okay, then the orange line at the bottom, a line that runs straight up and down the page or wherever it may be, is called a, hopefully you're all shouting at me, a vertical line. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is pause the video, have a look around you in the room you're in, or perhaps around your house if you want to go for a little walk around. See if you can find 3 horizontal lines and 3 vertical lines in your house. Okay, pause the video and come back when you've done it. Where I'm sitting in my house, I can see a windowsill in front of me, which is creating a horizontal line. Behind me, you can see the bottom of a picture that's on the wall, and that is a horizontal line across here. Okay, of course, side of the picture, which you can't quite see there, is a vertical line. What else can I see? I can see a kind of shelf, like a box shelf, which has got a vertical line on the top and the bottom, sorry, a horizontal line on the top and the bottom, and a vertical, 2 vertical lines, 2 vertical sides to it. Okay, so have a little look around, pause the video and see what you can find. Okay, your next activity, it says label. You can just pause the video in a moment and point to them and kind of just think about it, make sure to tell yourself what the answers are. So we would like you to label or look at the horizontal and vertical lines in each of those images. Now you can see in the middle image, you've got an envelope. The 2 lines in the middle, they are diagonal lines, okay? So we're not worrying too much about diagonal lines today. hopefully you know what a diagonal line is. It's kind of a line that goes across from top left corner, top bottom right corner, or similar. So we don't need to label those ones, and I don't want to muddle those up with being horizontal or vertical. They are diagonal. You are just looking at the moment for horizontal and vertical lines. So pause the video and have a go. Okay, so in the first image, a piece of Numicon, you should be able to see across the top a horizontal line, okay, and then across the bottom a horizontal line, and then kind of halfway up on the left a horizontal line. So 3 horizontal lines, and you should also be able to see 3 vertical lines on that first shape. Now, the envelope in the middle, which we've already discussed a little bit, you are looking at 2 horizontal lines at the edge, and 2 vertical lines as well. And in the clock face, you've got a vertical line for the minute hand, which is pointing at the 12, and you've got a horizontal line for the hour hand, which is pointing at the 9. Okay. Now, again, you're going to pause the video, and I would like you to count how many horizontal lines you can see on the screen and how many vertical lines you can see on the screen. Okay, so hopefully you spotted 5 horizontal lines and 6 vertical lines. Okay, now we're not going to do exactly what it says because my screen is cutting the bottom off. But the top 2 children that you can see there, Anna and Bill, I'd just like you to count how many vertical lines you can see in the capital letters of their name. Okay, so just pause the video and count how many vertical lines can you see. So not diagonal lines, remember, just vertical lines in their names. Okay, so in Anna, hopefully you've spotted the 4 vertical lines in the 2 ends, and in Bill, you've got 4 vertical lines, 1 in the B, 1 in the I, and then 1 in each of the L's. Okay, so here's a little challenge for you. I'd like you to pause the video and I'd like you to write your name in capital letters. Okay, and then I'd like you to tell me, or not tell me, tell the virtual me, how many vertical lines there are in your name. And I wonder if we could figure out who's got the most vertical lines in their name in the whole class. In your class, that could be a little challenge for you, or which teacher has got the most vertical lines in their name when writing in capital letters. Some extra challenges if you fancy them. Okay, pause the video and have a go. Okay, so now I'd like you to look at the table on the screen. Again, you can write something, you can make notes, or you can just think about it or say it. So we've got the objects, we've got the ceiling, a book, and a windowsill. And I want you to think about whether it's a horizontal line, a vertical line, or perhaps it could be either or have both. Okay, so pause the video and have a go at that. Okay, so the ceiling is a bit of a funny one, but I think we're thinking about the point where the ceiling joins the wall, which would be a horizontal line. A book, okay, would have, I've got a little notebook here, so that would have horizontal lines at the top and the bottom, and then vertical lines at either side. And a windowsill would be a horizontal line. Okay. Now we're going to move on a little bit here, and we're going to think, still with vertical and horizontal lines, we're going to think about symmetry. Okay, and the reason we're doing that is because on your worksheet, you're going to be recognizing some vertical and horizontal lines of symmetry. Now, let's just recap what we mean by symmetry. Okay, so if I have got my piece of paper, if I need to make this symmetrical, I need to make it the same on both sides. So I always think of a butterfly as being symmetrical, because if you drew a line down the middle, you would have exactly the same shape and patterns on both sides. Now, on my piece of paper, it's a plain piece of A4 paper, so I know it's the same on both sides. If I fold it in half exactly like that, I am creating a vertical line of symmetry. Okay, because either side of this line, it is exactly the same, and this line is vertical. Okay, if I was to fold a piece of paper the other way and exactly in half, I would be creating a horizontal line of symmetry. Okay, exactly the same on both sides, and the line in the middle of the line of symmetry is horizontal. Now, we have got here a couple of videos for you to watch just to explain that using a mirror and in a slightly different way. Okay, so it says as a definition, symmetry occurs when half of a 2D shape can be reflected in the mirror line or folded exactly in half. And this creates a line of symmetry. So pause the video. You'll find the links on Stay's webpage to the videos that you need to watch now. The first one you watch from the start. The second one, you can watch it from the start, but if you can watch it from 1 minute and 40 seconds to about 3 minutes and 20 seconds, that's the important part for your learning. Okay, so pause me, watch those videos, and then come back. Okay. Okay, so hopefully that's made it a little bit more clearer what we mean by a line of symmetry. Have a look at the shapes on the screen. Which of those shapes has got a vertical line of symmetry? So that means that it is exactly the same on both sides of those vertical lines. Have a little think about that. Okay, pause the video if you need to. Now, the capital F. Is that the same on both sides of that vertical line? Is it a line of symmetry? No, it's not, okay? If you put a mirror on that line and you reflected it, you wouldn't get an F, you'd get a different shape, okay? So that is not a vertical line of symmetry. It's not exactly the same on both sides of the line. Let's look at the kind of angle eater, the 3/4 of the circle, the blue shape. Is that symmetrical? Have we got a vertical line of symmetry there? Is it exactly the same on both sides of the vertical line? No, it's not, is it? It's got a chunk, a quarter missing, so it's not the same. If it was a circle all filled in, then we would have a vertical line of symmetry. Now, the orange shape at the bottom, is that exactly the same on both sides of the vertical line? Okay, yes, it is. So therefore, that is the shape which has got a vertical line of symmetry. Okay, does it also have a horizontal line of symmetry? If we were to draw a horizontal line across the middle through those two arrows, would that be symmetrical as well? Yes, it would. So it's got a horizontal and a vertical line of symmetry. Okay, have a look here. So again, have we got vertical lines of symmetry in these shapes? Have a look at them. Pause the video if you need to. Okay, you haven't got the lines on here to help you. Hopefully you can see for yourself where they would be. So each of these shapes has got a vertical line of symmetry. If we drew a shape exactly down the middle, so if we drew a line, a vertical line exactly down the middle, it would be symmetrical on both sides. So each of those shapes has got a vertical line of symmetry. Who can tell me how many of those shapes has got a horizontal line of symmetry as well? Okay, it would just be the green cross, wouldn't it? Because that would be exactly the same on a horizontal line of symmetry. The other shapes wouldn't be the same on both sides. Okay, so here is your work for today. Now, as I have said previously, if anything is unclear, if you get to working on the sheet and it's a bit tricky or you're not sure, rewind the video, watch some parts again, pause it if you need to. Okay, so here's the do it. We would like you to write the number of vertical and horizontal lines next to each image to start with the coloured lines. Okay, so you just write how many horizontal lines, how many vertical lines on each of those. And then again, you've got a table similar to the one we looked at earlier, horizontal or vertical lines, or maybe it's both that you would find on those objects. Okay, you'll twist it. Which of these shapes has a vertical line of symmetry? So you can draw them on if you'd like to, if that helps. And also which of the shapes has a horizontal line of symmetry. So I'll leave that one with you. And then you'll solve it. Okay, so you've got a really famous picture there, famous painting by Mondrian on the first Solve It, and we'd like you to spot how many vertical lines and how many horizontal lines you can see in it. And if you've got time and you'd like to, so could you create your own piece of artwork using only horizontal and vertical lines? So that might be a nice challenge or nice artistic activity for you to do maybe later today when you've got a spare moment. You could create your own artwork with just vertical and horizontal lines, and we would love to see them. We can put them in the photo gallery, even perhaps print them out and display them for when you come back to school. That would be really great. And the other solve it, if you have time and you're up for the challenge, it says Ellis has written his name in capital letters. Using capital letters, write a name with more vertical lines in it than Ellis. Okay, and then write a name with more horizontal lines in it than Ellis. So you practiced doing that earlier with your own name. So there's a challenge for you there as well. Okay, so I'm just going to stop sharing and wish you luck for your maths today. I think you're going to really enjoy this lesson. There are some options for some easier sheets if anything is too tricky this week. Okay, so you can find the links to those on the website, on our webpage as well. But hopefully that all made sense and you're going to get on really well with your maths today. I hope you have a lovely day and I will see you tomorrow.